I'm Priyanka Chopra, and today I want to talk about something deeply personal and universal: the power to start again. Life, as beautiful as it is, often brings us moments of heartbreak, loss, and disappointment. But it's not about how many times we fall, it's about how we rise, heal, and reset our hearts to embrace new beginnings. Healing isn't a sign of weakness, it's the ultimate act of courage. So, let's explore together how to find strength in our scars and the hope to start anew. Acknowledging your pain and allowing yourself to feel it is one of the most important and yet often the most difficult steps in the healing process. When we experience heartbreak, loss, or any kind of emotional setback, our natural reaction is often to push away those feelings, to numb the pain, or to distract ourselves so that we don't have to confront what's really going on inside. This response is understandable because pain is uncomfortable, it's raw, and it can feel overwhelming. But what I want to emphasize is that true healing cannot begin until we fully recognize and accept the reality of our pain. It is in this acceptance that the journey of healing begins. Too many people are conditioned to believe that showing pain or admitting hurt is a sign of weakness. Society often tells us to stay strong, to move on quickly, or to just get over it. But strength is not about denying your feelings or pretending everything is okay when it's not. Real strength lies in the courage to face your pain head on. It means giving yourself permission to be vulnerable, to cry, to express your sadness, anger, or frustration without judgment. By doing this, you honor your emotions and give yourself the space needed to process them. When you acknowledge your pain, you are not letting it control you, rather, you are taking control by confronting it directly. This can be a transformative moment. Instead of running from what hurts, you invite it into your awareness. You say to yourself, I see you, I feel you, and I am here with you. This act of mindfulness allows the pain to lose some of its power over you. It stops being a hidden burden and becomes a part of your story that you're actively managing. Allowing yourself to feel also means giving up on the idea that you have to rush through your emotions or fit into a timeline set by others. Healing doesn't follow a schedule. Sometimes the pain lingers longer than you expect, and that's okay. It's important to respect your own pace. If you try to force yourself to move on before you're ready, you might only be burying those feelings deeper, which can resurface later in more damaging ways. One way to better acknowledge and feel your pain is through self-reflection and creating moments of quiet solitude. Taking time away from the noise and distractions of daily life allows you to connect with your inner self. This might mean journaling your thoughts and feelings, meditating, or simply sitting in a quiet space and letting your emotions flow. When you give yourself this time and space, you start to notice patterns in your feelings and gain insight into what your heart truly needs to heal. It's also essential to recognize that feeling pain is a natural human experience. It is not something to be ashamed of. Everyone, no matter who they are or how successful they seem, goes through moments of emotional struggle. You are not alone in your pain, even if it feels isolating at times. Sometimes reaching out and sharing your feelings with a trusted friend, family member, or professional can make a significant difference. Speaking your truth and having someone listen with empathy can validate your emotions and remind you that your pain matters. Another important aspect of acknowledging your pain is understanding that healing isn't about forgetting or erasing what happened. Instead, it's about integrating the experience into your life story in a way that allows you to grow. When you allow yourself to feel, you're gathering the emotional material needed to transform your suffering into wisdom, compassion, and resilience. Each tear, each moment of sorrow is a step towards rebuilding your heart stronger than before. In this process, it's crucial to be gentle with yourself. Avoid harsh self-criticism or negative self-talk that can arise when you're hurting. Instead, practice kindness towards yourself, as you would towards a dear friend who's struggling. Remind yourself that healing is a journey filled with ups and downs, and it's okay to have days when the pain feels heavier. These moments don't mean failure, they mean you're human. Acknowledging pain also means paying attention to how it affects you physically, mentally, and emotionally. Sometimes pain manifests as fatigue, restlessness, or even physical symptoms like headaches or muscle tension. Being mindful of these signals can help you respond with care, whether that means resting more, seeking support, or practicing relaxation techniques. Healing is holistic, involving the mind, body, and spirit. Importantly, when you allow yourself to feel your pain, you create the foundation for genuine emotional release. Bottling up emotions or pretending they don't exist can lead to unresolved grief or anxiety. But when you face your feelings openly, you give your heart permission to let go of what no longer serves you. This release is vital for resetting your emotional state and preparing yourself for new chapters in life. Practicing self compassion and patience during healing is one of the most vital aspects of truly moving forward after emotional pain. When we go through heartbreak or loss, we often become our own harshest critics. We may blame ourselves for what happened or feel frustrated that we haven't bounced back as quickly as we think we should. But healing is not a race or a test we need to pass. It is a gentle, ongoing process that requires kindness toward ourselves. Self compassion means treating yourself with the same warmth and understanding you would offer a close friend who is suffering. It means acknowledging that pain and setbacks are part of the human experience and that you deserve care and patience, especially from yourself. Often we forget that being patient with our healing is an act of love. We live in a world that values speed, productivity, and immediate results, but emotional recovery doesn't fit into those frameworks. The heart needs time to mend, and rushing this process can cause more harm than good. When you're patient, you allow yourself to heal at your own pace, respecting the natural rhythms of your emotions and thoughts. Patience gives you the space to experience the highs and lows without judgment or pressure. It means understanding that some days will feel better and others worse, and that's all part of your journey. Self-compassion also means recognizing that you are not alone in your struggles. Everyone experiences pain and disappointment, and no one's healing looks the same. Comparing your progress to others only adds unnecessary pressure and can make you feel inadequate. Instead, remind yourself that your feelings are valid and your path is unique. When you start to treat yourself with kindness and patience, you create a safe internal environment that nurtures growth. This internal kindness becomes the foundation upon which resilience is built. One practical way to practice self-compassion is to change the way you talk to yourself. Pay attention to your inner dialogue and notice if you're being overly critical or harsh. For example, if you catch yourself thinking, I should have moved on by now, or I'm weak for still feeling this way, pause and reframe those thoughts. Try saying it's okay to feel this way, or I'm doing the best I can and healing takes time. This simple shift in language can soften your self-judgment and promote a more nurturing mindset. Patience and self-compassion also invite you to be more forgiving toward your mistakes or setbacks during healing. Sometimes we expect ourselves to be perfectly resilient or to have everything figured out, but the truth is healing involves trial and error. You might find yourself slipping into old patterns or feeling overwhelmed again. Rather than punishing yourself for these moments, approach them with understanding. See them as opportunities to learn more about yourself and what you need to feel whole again. This approach reduces shame and encourages you to keep moving forward, no matter how many times you stumble. Taking care of yourself physically is another essential part of self-compassion during healing. Emotional pain often takes a toll on your body, affecting your energy, sleep, appetite, and overall health. Being patient means listening to your body's signals and giving it what it needs, whether that's rest, nourishment, movement, or quiet time. Sometimes healing looks like slowing down and creating space for self-care routines that replenish you. This might include things like taking walks in nature, practicing yoga or meditation, or simply enjoying a relaxing bath. Honoring your body is an important way to show yourself compassion and support your emotional well-being. Another important aspect of self-compassion is setting boundaries that protect your healing process. After emotional pain, you may find it necessary to step back from certain relationships, situations, or activities that drain your energy or trigger negative feelings. It's okay to say no or to take time away from people who do not contribute to your peace. Creating these boundaries is not selfish. It's a form of self-respect and an act of patience with yourself. You are prioritizing your healing by choosing environments and interactions that uplift rather than deplete you. Practicing mindfulness can also enhance self-compassion and patience. Mindfulness encourages you to stay present with your feelings without judgment. Instead of trying to push away discomfort, mindfulness invites you to observe your emotions with curiosity and kindness. This practice helps you become more aware of your inner experiences and builds emotional resilience. When you respond to yourself with mindfulness, you create a gentle and patient space where healing can unfold naturally. It's important to recognize that self-compassion is not about avoiding responsibility or excusing harmful behaviors. It's about acknowledging your humanity and treating yourself with the grace you deserve. This compassionate mindset empowers you to make healthier choices and to learn from your experiences without being weighed down by guilt or shame. Over time, self-compassion becomes a source of strength, giving you the courage to face life's challenges and to embrace new beginnings with an open heart. Finally, patience combined with self-compassion teaches you to trust the process of healing. Even when progress feels slow or invisible, trust that your heart is mending in its own time. Healing is not linear, and there will be moments of doubt or pain, but your commitment to kindness and patience will carry you through. By practicing self-compassion every day, you build a resilient foundation that allows your heart to reset and prepare for the joy and love that lies ahead. Learning from the past but not letting it define your future is a crucial mindset to adopt when healing and resetting your heart. Every experience we go through, especially the difficult ones, holds valuable lessons. Painful moments, heartbreaks, failures, and setbacks teach us about our strengths, our vulnerabilities, and what truly matters to us. When you take the time to reflect on your past, you gain wisdom that can guide your future decisions and actions. However, it is essential to remember that while the past shapes who you are, it does not have to confine who you will become. Many people make the mistake of allowing their past mistakes or painful experiences to become a prison. They carry the weight of regret, guilt, or resentment that keeps them stuck in old patterns. This can lead to a sense of hopelessness or a belief that they are destined to repeat the same failures. But healing means breaking free from this cycle by learning from the past without being controlled by it. It requires you to separate your identity from your past experiences and realize that you have the power to create a new narrative. The first step in learning from the past is honest reflection. This involves looking back at what happened without denial or distortion. It means acknowledging your role in the situation, recognizing what went wrong, and understanding how you contributed to the outcome. This self-awareness is empowering because it puts you in the driver's seat of your own life. Instead of blaming others or circumstances, you take responsibility for your growth. This does not mean blaming yourself harshly, but rather accepting the reality with compassion and clarity. At the same time, it's important to extract the lessons from your experiences. What did you learn about yourself, about your boundaries, your needs, or the kind of relationships you want to cultivate? What behaviors or choices led to pain, and what can you do differently next time? These reflections become the building blocks for change. Each lesson is a step toward greater emotional intelligence and resilience. They help you avoid repeating the same mistakes and equip you to handle future challenges with more grace and strength. Learning from the past also involves forgiving yourself and others. Holding on to anger, bitterness, or regret can poison your heart and prevent you from moving forward. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing what happened. It means releasing the emotional charge that keeps you tied to pain. When you forgive, you lighten your emotional burden and make space for healing and growth. This act of letting go is a powerful way to reclaim your freedom and reset your heart for a brighter future. Another important part of not letting the past define your future is to challenge limiting beliefs that may have formed as a result of past experiences. Sometimes negative events create internal narratives such as, I am not worthy, I will never find happiness, or I always fail. These beliefs shape how you see yourself and your potential, often unfairly holding you back. Recognizing these thoughts as products of past pain rather than absolute truths allows you to question and reframe them. You can replace limiting beliefs with empowering affirmations that support your healing and growth. It is equally important to surround yourself with positive influences that reinforce your new narrative. Being around people who believe in your potential and encourage your healing journey helps you internalize a more hopeful and confident mindset. Positive relationships, inspiring mentors, and supportive communities can remind you that your past does not dictate your future. You have the ability to rewrite your story and embrace new opportunities. Taking action is a vital part of moving beyond the past. Reflection and forgiveness alone are not enough if you don't also make conscious choices that align with the lessons you've learned. This could mean setting healthier boundaries, pursuing new goals, or developing new habits that nurture your well-being. Action is the bridge between understanding and transformation. It solidifies the changes you want to see in your life and helps you build momentum toward the future you desire. At the same time, it's essential to be patient with yourself throughout this process. Change doesn't happen overnight, and the past may still sometimes cast a shadow. When old memories or emotions arise, acknowledge them without judgment and remind yourself that healing is ongoing. Each time you choose to respond with wisdom and self-compassion, you reinforce your ability to live beyond your past. Importantly, learning from the past means embracing your story fully, both the pain and the triumphs, as a source of strength rather than shame. Every chapter, no matter how difficult, contributes to the unique person you are today. Your resilience, empathy, and courage have been shaped by your experiences. By honoring your journey, you empower yourself to move forward with authenticity and hope. When you shift your focus from what has happened to what you can create, you open the door to endless possibilities. The future is not a continuation of your past mistakes or heartaches, but a fresh canvas waiting for your vision and courage. You are not bound by previous failures or losses. You are free to design a life that reflects your true self and your deepest desires. This perspective transforms healing into an act of liberation. It encourages you to step out of the shadows of your past and into the light of new beginnings. It gives you permission to dream again, to love again, and to believe in the beauty of second chances. Embracing new beginnings with hope and courage is the ultimate act of healing and renewal. After experiencing heartbreak or loss, the idea of starting over can feel daunting and even frightening. The unknown can bring uncertainty, and the wounds of the past might make you hesitant to open your heart again. But embracing a new beginning means choosing hope over fear and courage over doubt. It is a conscious decision to trust that life holds more for you beyond the pain, and that your heart has the capacity to heal and love again. Hope is a powerful force. It acts as a beacon in times of darkness, guiding you forward when the road ahead seems unclear. When you nurture hope, you are planting the seeds of possibility within yourself. Hope doesn't deny the reality of your pain. Instead, it acknowledges it and still believes in a better tomorrow. It inspires you to envision a future where you are whole, joyful, and thriving. This vision fuels your motivation to take steps forward, no matter how small they may be. Courage is what transforms hope from a mere wish into reality. It's easy to feel hopeful in theory, but it takes real bravery to face your fears and move forward. Courage means stepping out of your comfort zone, risking vulnerability, and opening yourself to new experiences despite the possibility of pain. It is not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act in spite of it. This courage is what enables you to reset your heart and welcome fresh starts. Starting again often involves letting go of old identities, habits, or relationships that no longer serve your growth. This process can be uncomfortable because it challenges what feels familiar. Yet, embracing new beginnings requires the shedding of the past to make room for what is to come. It is a form of rebirth, clearing out the emotional clutter so your heart can expand and breathe freely. This courageous act is a declaration that you are ready to move beyond old wounds and limitations. To embrace new beginnings, it helps to cultivate a mindset of openness and curiosity. Instead of fearing change, try to see it as an opportunity for growth and discovery. What new possibilities might arise? What strengths could you develop? This shift in perspective turns the unknown from a threat into an adventure. When you approach life with curiosity, you invite joy and creativity into your healing journey. You become more willing to explore new paths, meet new people, and engage in experiences that nourish your soul. Another key to embracing new beginnings is setting clear intentions for what you want to create in your life. Intentions are like a compass that keeps you focused and grounded amid uncertainty. By defining your values, goals, and desires, you give yourself a sense of purpose and direction. This clarity empowers you to make choices aligned with your authentic self. When you take intentional steps, no matter how small, you reinforce your commitment to growth and healing. It's also important to practice gratitude as you embark on new beginnings. Gratitude shifts your focus from what is missing or painful to what is present and positive in your life. Even in difficult times, there are moments of beauty, lessons learned, and acts of kindness that deserve acknowledgement. Cultivating gratitude helps you maintain a hopeful and resilient spirit. It reminds you that despite challenges, life continues to offer gifts and opportunities for joy. Building a supportive environment is another crucial part of embracing new beginnings. Surround yourself with people who uplift, inspire, and believe in your potential. Positive relationships provide encouragement, perspective, and a sense of belonging as you navigate change. Sometimes letting go of toxic or draining connections is necessary to protect your heart and energy. Cultivating a circle of support creates a safe space for you to grow, heal, and take courageous steps forward. Self-care plays an essential role in nurturing hope and courage. Taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being strengthens your resilience. When you prioritize rest, nourishment, movement, and activities that bring you peace, you build a solid foundation for embracing change. Self-care also reinforces the message that you are worthy of love and happiness, which fuels your confidence to start anew. It's natural to encounter moments of doubt or fear when starting again. These feelings are part of the human experience and do not mean you are failing. When they arise, acknowledge them without judgment and remind yourself of your inner strength and past resilience. Revisit your intentions and the reasons why you chose to embrace this new beginning. Lean on your support system and practices like mindfulness or meditation to stay centered. Each time you face these challenges with courage, you reinforce your ability to move forward. Embracing new beginnings also involves forgiving yourself for past mistakes and the perceived setbacks that may have brought you to this point. Forgiveness frees you from the chains of regret and opens your heart to possibility. It allows you to see yourself with compassion and recognize that growth is a process filled with learning and transformation. When you forgive, you release the past and make space for a brighter, more hopeful future. Lastly, embracing new beginnings is about believing in the infinite capacity of the human heart to heal, love, and grow. Your heart is resilient even when it feels broken. It has the power to reset, to reinvent, and to find joy again. This belief is a gift you give yourself, a commitment to keep moving forward no matter how difficult the journey. It is the foundation upon which hope and courage are built, guiding you toward the life and love you deserve.